Palestinian militant group Hamas releases 24 more hostages to mark the first day of its ceasefire with Israel. Among the hostages released is a Filipino national, according to the Qatar Foreign Ministry. UAAP's top 4 teams in men's basketball face off later today for a shot at the finals. And even after wrapping up this year's Miss Universe with a top 10 finish, Philippine Bet Michelle D keeps on racking up awards, this time for Best National Costume. Fast, focused, and fearless. Here's everything you need to know as you jumpstart your weekend. I'm Maricel Halili. With the rise of respiratory illnesses in China, one health expert has urged authorities and school officials to keep an extra eye on children. Infectious disease expert Dr. Ronchin Solante told 1PH sa totoo lang that children are more prone to developing moderate to severe symptoms from influenza-like illness. The health department is currently monitoring cluster incidents of respiratory illness in China, which has left hospitals packed with patients, mostly children.
Initial report ng WHO na kadalasan sa mga natamaan nito, yung mga bata pa rin. No? And ang kadalasang sintomas, in fact, ang description nila dito, Maricel, no, is influenza-like illness. Ang nakita lang nila, bakit ganun kadami ang na-admit sa hospital at bakit ganun kataas ang rate. No? So I think, effect din to siguro ng COVID, no? Dahil ang awareness natin sa COVID ngayon na tumataas na. And in fact, doon sa China data, wala pa namang silang nasasabi na may namamatay. But ang nakikita lang, maraming pumupunta sa hospital for a check-up.
Solante is also urging schools to monitor their students, especially those who exhibit COVID-19 symptoms. He also reminds the public to wear face masks when sick to avoid spreading the virus.
Well, napaka-importante na hakbang sa mga schools na they have to have also protocol, no, para sa mga bata. They still have to remind the children that when they have symptoms or mild man, mga paubo-ubo, they have to wear the face mask para hindi mahawaan yung mga walang face mask.
Palestinian militant group Hamas has released some 24 hostages on Friday, the first day of its truce with Israel. Qatar's foreign ministry said 13 Israelis, 10 Thai nationals, and 1 Filipino were handed over at the Rafah border crossing in Gaza. Meanwhile, Israel also released 39 Palestinian detainees, most of whom are women and children. Under the 4-day Israel-Hamas ceasefire, 50 hostages are to be released in return for 150 Palestinian captives in Israeli jails.
One of the things that we are looking to happen during the 4 days of pause is to collect more information over the hostages, those who we have been told are not all with Hamas, and to get all the numbers. We are hoping that momentum will carry and that we would find this would open the door for further and more deep negotiations towards an end to this violence.
Meanwhile, over in Gaza, Palestinians mourn the deaths of over 100 killed in an Israeli airstrike in the city of Deir al-Balah. The details in this report by the Associated Press. Viewer discretion is advised. This report contains graphic content.
صحينا على الغبرة السوداء والبارود، صوات وصراخ. جينا نشرد نفتح الباب ونطلع، لقينا الباب الردم مسكر الباب تبع الدار. كله، ما عرفناش نطلع ولا عرفنا نروح، ولاد اتخنقوا، رجعنا على الدار من جوا، مش لاقي مكان آمن تروح فيه، يعني لا جوا الدار آمن ولا برا الدار آمن.
We'll be back with more stories after the break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Maricel Halili. Philippine bet Michelle D won Best National Costume at the recently concluded Miss Universe pageant. The Miss Universe organization said that Michelle topped fan votes for her national costume, which was aviator-inspired, promoting Philippine tourism, and is a nod to her being an Air Force reservist. Aside from Best National Costume, Michelle also clinched the most fan votes in the pageant, the Spirit of Carnival Award, and a Voice for Change Gold Award. Michelle will be back in the Philippines later tonight around 7 p.m. for a grand salubong at the NAIA. In sports, the Barangay Ginebra kept rain or shine winless at the 48th PBA Commissioner's Cup on Friday. The Gene Kings spoiled Andre Caricot's career high 32 points high for the Elasto Painters. It was a valiant effort on Caricot's part, but it was not enough to stop Ginebra from clinging to the victory, 107-102. With this, the Elasto Painters stand at the bottom with a 0-4 record, while the Gin Kings is now a 2-1 for the season. Meanwhile, Jason Perkins drove the Phoenix LPG Fuel Masters to a back-to-back victory after beating Blackwater Bossing 111-106. Perkins sealed the deal in the fourth quarter and finished with 23 points, 8 rebounds, and 4 assists. Aside from his scoring, the Phil-Am power forward is also being credited for his defensive effort against Blackwater. In college hoops, the top 4 teams battle it out in the UAAP Season 86 men's basketball semifinals. Action begins at 2 p.m. today with the top-seeded UP Fighting Maroons taking on the 4th-seeded Ateneo Blue Eagles. UP enters the game with a twice-to-beat advantage. Meanwhile, 2-seed De La Salle Green Archers only need to beat 3-seed NU Bulldogs once to advance to the finals. Both teams are out to end their respective finals drought after the 6 p.m. game. The matches will take place at the Smart Araneta Coliseum. And those are the top stories of the hour. Join us later at 9 a.m. as we continue to monitor today's biggest stories. I'm Maricel Halili. We are One News.